Good morning, everybody. It's Vicky. I'm at the terrace house. Today is May 23rd. So I came over here today with the idea of weeding down by the road and finishing the mulch down there. So I'll show you that area when I get toward the ends, because actually I'm starting up here at the top. But noticing that our Zephyr does have a lot more roses than usual, which I mentioned before. I think that our property having workmen here all day is just like leaving that residual, human smell. And I think they're just coming less often because of that. But happy to see that. They're still going to move, to the back fenced area once I'm back in the house. But if we could at least get more rose blooms to cut than we did last year, that would be awesome. The Blue Moon juniper back there I see is putting on growth. You can see just at the tips here, like this. So I'm just pointing this out because I think this is the third or fourth year that I've had this here, and I never have seen this particular kind of growth happen before. And when I bought this, it was like in a bag and burlap type of situation, which I didn't realize because it was also potted. So it was like they had taken it in the bag and burlap and then potted it into a bigger pot and then sold it that way. And I still don't really know much about that process of the burlap of the roots on trees and stuff, but I just heard that it can be hard on them and take them a while to recover and actually start growing. And so I don't think that this tree has gotten any taller the whole time that it's been here. But considering that we had like a drought the whole last year and all that stuff, I'm just happy to see that it does appear to be growing and putting on growth finally this year. So that's exciting. I know I said this last time, but really, the butterfly milkweed all budded up here. And I don't know, maybe a week or two from opening. I'm not sure when butterfly weed tends to open. I think that this is the swamp butterfly or the common type. And then I don't remember what I planted back here. So I'll try to get that identified on my plant ID group, but I think I planted some other native right here. I just don't remember what it is. And then back here I've got 3 of the thimbleweed anemone. They send up tall little white flowers, and it's just a cute plant. It's another native. This again is one of the hydrangeas. This will probably be getting moved to my work here soon. So the Rose of Sharon's, I talked about this earlier this season. I have a friend who I wanted to give these to. It's the same person that I gave my previous 2 Rose of Sharon's to. And she is moving, and so now she's moving into a new house that has no garden to speak of. And I offered to give her these, but they're so big now. I'm not really sure that these would transplant very well. And they do have a taproot and stuff, so I don't know. I might just be stuck with these now. Like, they're always dropping little babies, so I could give her a seedling, no problem. But I'm not sure how well moving them would work out at this point. If anybody watching this has experience with moving more established Rose of Sharon's, like that one down there and this one, then maybe give me some advice or let me know how that went. Or if you don't recommend it, just tell me I don't recommend. And then I guess they'll just be staying there. Down here, I need to get in here and pull the Creeping Charlie and stuff, but I did find out that this is a native, like, wild violet. In fact, it was blooming earlier this year. And so I decided I'm going to let it, spread throughout this area because it's native and it's free and it was pretty when it was in bloom. So I do need ground covers, and might as well be free native ground covers. So that's my thoughts on that. So I'm going to continue letting that spread, but I am trying to pull the Creeping Charlie. What else do we have? This is another hydrangea. This is one of my purple leaf sand cherries. That looks like a coneflower. Another coneflower. Another hydrangea. And this one has a tag. It's Pinky Winky. Another hydrangea, I think. I think that's a milkweed. And another purple leaf sand cherry. I have lots of Cosmo that's popping up in this area. And since this is kind of my wild meadow area, I am just gonna let it, but I wish that it wasn't like right in the walking stones part of the path, because Cosmos get really tall, and so that's gonna be a problem. But then again, that's kind of the charm of having like a little meadow garden, is letting things seed where they may and just kind of going around them and stuff. Is that a Cosmo? I'm not sure. I also sprinkled almost a whole can of McCormick's poppy seeds all throughout this whole area, and I'm looking for seedlings right now. That's what I'm doing. But I knew that because there was mulch down, I probably wouldn't get a lot of them to germinate. But I mean, they were only $3 for a whole jar of them, so I just thought it was worth a try. And another kind of self-seeding, you know, inexpensive cottagey type of plant. I still just don't see any. I'm just going through and kind of weeding while I look for them. But I thought I saw some earlier. Well, I guess not. But let's move on. My hydrangeas along this row. This one is budding up. This is a smooth leaf. This one, no buds yet. This is a panicle. Here's another smooth leaf that is budding up. Another panicle, no buds yet. This is my butterfly magnolia tree that got knocked down when the big tree fell, and I'm letting it grow back as a multi-stemmed tree, but I am going to have to move that somewhere else, at least temporarily, while the house is getting built and stuff. This one appears to be a smooth leaf. Another smooth leaf. I don't quite see buds on those yet. I think this one is a panicle. Another smooth leaf hydrangea. Another panicle. I think that one's a smooth leaf. This one right here, I believe, is my lace cap. It's a flat type, although it's not looking super flat at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And then, if I remember correctly, this one is ruby, which is a smooth type. And then this one down here, my last one, is definitely Bobo. I remember I had Bobo on the end. So I got to get these dug up. I talked to the builders and I was like, you know, hopefully we don't have to sacrifice that tree. And he basically said you might. So I planted that about 2 to 3 years ago, I think. It's a American linden, and the construction just might be too close to this area for that to stay. I don't really know yet. They also said that this little rock wall that I have, it's kind of half hidden, because what I had done when I got that huge load of mulch was I obviously applied it all along the top area, but I had so much left over. I also applied it in kind of a very thick area along this bottom row under my hydrangeas and hostas and stuff like that. Really just because I needed somewhere to put it and to be done with the project, but also I just knew it would break down eventually. I knew that this was going to be like my shaded area, and I don't remember. Anyway, long story short, the builders are telling me that because this slopes toward the house and we're extending the house over this way, they have to make sure that the drainage runs that way, and that this has to be an actual wall that has like, it has to go deep down enough into the ground. I don't understand this part, but something about building a retaining wall, you have to build it so deep into the ground, and there has to be drainage coming from the other side. So like behind the wall is where that water would run down and seep down, I guess, and then also going this way. And so basically what they said was we might have to replace this kind of stacked stone with the type of stone that we have on the front, which would be another expense. This kind of stone. I do have some of this that we could just use, but more than likely we're going to have to end up, you know, buying more to do that whole wall if they say that that needs to be done in order to make it so that our house isn't getting, you know, flooded into or anything. Then that might have to happen. So I'm just, you know, if that has to happen, I might have to take plants off of this top row as well. That's like right behind that wall, such as my old gold junipers. The other things wouldn't be hard to move at all. It's just some oriental, not oriental, obedient plants and some lilies and stuff like that. But anyway, I might have to additionally move that stuff on this side of the little path. So I don't know what's going to happen in this whole area. I'm just kind of going with the flow. See if I have any more twin leaf growing. Still just this, looks like 1 or 2 have popped up. I'll have to bring more water by. Got my 3 baby hydrangeas. Those are looking really good. So those transplanted super well. I think that this area right here is where I put the other patch of twin leaf. So hopefully they start popping up. I'm worried about that. I bought them online. I bought like 30 bare roots, so you would think I would have more than just the 1 or 2 over there by this point, but I've just happened to been hand watering them too, so might be taking them a little bit longer to grow out. I'm not sure. Nothing really to see over here. Still the devastation from the property maintenance people. And I do have some blooms. My roses are looking quite bad though. You see all the leaf damage. That's, I mean, I don't know what did that. Some bugs or something, but these are Pretty in Pink Eden Climbing Rose. Getting no supplemental water or feeding or anything. All of these plants were cut down. Most of this Pretty in Pink Eden Climbing Rose was also cut down, but not this part, because for some reason that's what they did. Over here I have a little teeny bloom on my Bonica rose. This is the rose right here that I got hips off of. I got hips off of more than one type of rose last year, but this is the only ones that I actually got to seed for me or germinate. So I've got 3 babies of this plant, and I don't know what they were crossed with. But hopefully I get something pretty. I mean, they were right next to those Eden climbing roses. I also had, I think I had a white rose over here. I don't remember what it was called. Bolero, maybe? And then over here I had Princess Charlotte de Monaco, which was one of my absolute favorite roses. I'm definitely going to be replacing that one, but that got run over by the tractors when they were removing the trees. And then over here are the other roses. Morning. Pretty good.